Hello everyone. Let me take you to this course on Cdcs. We are beginning our first session today. Before beginning on the actual letter of credit, which we will be talking about UCP 600, let us know a little history about how this documentary credit came into existence. This was almost in the 18th and 19th century. This term letter of credit was widely used and recognized. When the merchants started exploring, they were going abroad for the trading opportunities. So all the banks of the Western world, they introduced this concept known as traveler's letter of credit. This avoided the need to carry large sums of money which could have been stolen or which could have been lost. So this merchant, while he was taking his traveler's letter of credit, he also carried a formal letter of introduction addressed to the bank overseas correspondent or the agent. And this letter of introduction was usually sent in advance, stating that my client is a valued customer. So the letter served as an introduction for the traveler's letter of credit. And this traveler's letter of credit also indicated that whatever amount the correspondent or the agent has paid the client, he would be reimbursed by the issuing bank. So the issuing bank would honor any bill of exchange which is drawn by the correspondent or by the agent on the issuing bank, plus any charges incurred by that correspondent or the agent. And it also indicated the maximum amount that could be drawn with an expiry date. So all the details of the amount paid, the relevant dates, everything were recorded on the document. So now this letter of credit facilitated payment for all our foreign trade transactions since 1840. So this documentary credit came into existence. And one of the oldest example we find is when you visit Washington, you will find in the US Library of Congress the oldest traveler's letter of credit. This was signed by the then President of United States, Thomas Jefferson. This letter of credit was provided to two explorers who went abroad, Captain Meriwether Lewis and Captain William Clerk, when they departed on their famous expedition. So, all the exporters looked to documentary credit as a secure method of payment. So, this documentary credit is issued by all the banks where the seller and the buyer do not know each other. They are far apart. So, the banker acts as an intermediary, giving an irrevocable undertaking, so that the supplier would supply the goods and the importer would make payment, but the irrevocable undertaking is given by the issuing bank in favor of the beneficiary, the supplier, stating if all the stipulated documents which are mentioned in the letter of credit are complied with, the issuing bank makes the payment to the beneficiary. So beneficiary gets an assurance. So documentary credit have increased. Today the volume is more than 4,787,000. So between the year 2012 and 13, it increased by 3.3%. So these messages are sent through our SWIFT. So all the letters of credit are sent as MT700, message type MT. So the Asia Pacific region continued to account for the bulk of the documentary credit. And next is the Chinese renminbi. That is the second most used currency after dollars. So documentary credit is used for all types of goods that are imported or certain type of goods that are imported. So in the next session, we will see how a documentary credit works. Till then, take care.